Hi everyone, I am Sreekanth. We are discussing programming in C language. The topic is about basics of C programming language. The today's agenda of this session is about discussing various IDs in the previous video sessions, right? We discussed about Turbo C++ IDE, Dev C++ IDE, download and installation, writing simple program. Similarly, we are discussing today Code Blocks IDE, how to download that code blocks IDE and how to install and how to set up MingW in the DOS working environment. And we need to write one simple program in the text editor, and we can run that application in what DOS environment. And also we'll discuss how to write a program into the code blocks, compile and run in the code blocks IDE environment. This is the agenda of this session. CodeBlocks is a free open source cross-platform IDE that supports multiple compilers including GCC, Clang and Visual C++. It is developed in C++ using WX widgets as a GUI toolkit. Using a plugin architecture, its capabilities and features are defined by the provided plugins. Currently, Code Blocks is oriented towards C, C++ and Fortran. It has a custom build systems and optional make support. Code Blocks is being developed for Windows and Linux and has been ported to FreeBSD, OpenBSD and SolarSys. Here Code Blocks is an IDE, is a free open source class cross-platform IDE. Code Blocks is a free open source cross-platform IDE, integrated development environment. We can able to develop C and C++ application using Code Blocks. In real world, most of the companies are using code blocks for development of what C and C++ based applications. What are the major features of code blocks? It includes various compilers, code editors, debuggers, GUI designer, user migrations, project files and build system. Compilers. Coming to compilers, code block supports multiple compilers including GCC, MingW, Digital Mass, Microsoft Visual C++, Borland C++, LLVM Clang, WATCOM, WATCOM, LCC and the Intel C++ compilers. Like various compilers are supported by code blocks. Code editor. The IDE features syntax highlighting and code folding. Here it going to be highlights what? Syntax highlighting and code folding. C++ code compilation, class browsers, hex editors and many other utilities. Open files are organized into tabs. The code editor supports font and font size selection and personalized syntax highlighting colors. Coming to debuggers, the code blocks debuggers has full breakpoint support. It also allows the user to debug their program by having access to the local function symbol and argument display, user defined watches, call stack, like a disassembly, custom memory dumps, thread switching, CPU registers and GNU debugger interfaces. And rich interface of what? GUI designers. As of version 13.12, code blocks comes with a GUI designer called WX Smith. It is a derivative port of what? WX widgets for developing what? GUI based applications, graphical user interface applications. To make a complete WX widgets application, the appropriate WX widgets SDK must be installed. And another feature called user migration. Some of code blocks features are targeted at users migrating from other IDEs. These includes Dev C++, Microsoft Visual C++ project, import what, and Dev C++ DevPark support. Like these are all can include and migrate into what? Code blocks. Project files and build systems. Code blocks uses a custom build system which stores its information in what? XML based project files. It can optionally use external make files which simplifies interfacing with projects using the GNU or QMake build systems. So these are all the various features of what? Code blocks, like various compilers, code editors, debuggers, GUI designers, user migrations, project files and build systems. Here, what is cross-platform software? Cross-platform software, also multi-platform software or platform-independent software, is computer software that is implemented on multiple computing platforms. Cross-platform software may be divided into basically two types. One requires individual building or compilation for each platform that it supports, and the other one can be directly run on any platform without special preparations. For example, a cross-platform application may run on Microsoft Windows, Linux, Mac, and different operating systems. Okay, these softwares can run what? Different operating systems. That softwares are called cross-platform softwares or multi-platform softwares or platform independent software. So now we'll discuss how to install these code blocks. Okay, so try to open the Google Chrome. There I'm typing here codeblocks.org, official website, codeblocks.org. So this is the official website. Directly type into the URL codeblocks.org. So once you open the codeblocks.org, you can able to find out here the IDE with all the features you need, having a consistent look, feel, and operations across platforms. So you can just check it out. You can check it out, user manuals, forums, wiki, license, like that. But I go with what? Downloads option. Just to click on what? Downloads. So click on downloads option. On that, click on download the binary release. There are different ways to download and install code blocks on your computers, like with the source code from SVN. Okay, see here you try to click what? Download the binary release option. Okay, see in the binary release, it is a cross platform, right? So it's going to be suppose Windows XP, Windows related operations, Linux 32 and 64-bit operating system environment, Mac operating system environment. Okay, see based on your operating system. Okay, here you can select Microsoft Windows when you installed Microsoft Windows operating system, or we are using what operating system we are using, install that related operating system setup file. If you are using Linux based 32 and 64-bit, that related operating system setup file you need to use. Okay, Mac operating system, that related setup file, code block setup file you need to download and install. So at present I'm using Microsoft Windows version, so I try to install Microsoft Windows related setup file. Here so many setup files are there, like setup.exe, setup no admin.exe, no setup.zip, like MingW setup.exe, no setup.zip, like several setup files are there, like 32-bit, but at present I'm using 64-bit operating systems. Okay, so you better to download here with including what? MingW code blocks 20 version, MingW setup.exe. This file you need to download it. Okay, code blocks MingW setup.exe. See, you can download with this Force Hub or sourceforge.net. Just click on sourceforge.net. So it takes some time to download. So here code blocks overview, it is clearly telling that here downloading a free C++ and Photon IDE. Code blocks is nothing but use it for what? A free C applications. We can develop C applications, C++ applications, and Photon IDE, integrated development environment. Code blocks is a free open source cross-platform C++ and Photon IDE. See, built to meet the most demanding needs of its users. It is designed to be very extensible and fully configurable. Okay, so major development like C++ and Photons for developments, we are going to be using what? Code blocks. See, yeah, software is going to be downloaded successfully. Show in folder. See, open your downloaded folder. See, just double click on these code blocks. See, once software is going to be downloaded successfully, so just double click on the code block setup file, click on next, accept the license agreement, I agree. Yes, it's going to be installing by default what? MingW compiler suite. Okay, click on next. Yes, click on install. See, in this way we can able to find official setup file from the official website codeblocks.org. There you can find the particular operating system environment code block setup file. If you are using Windows based operating system, you can download from the Windows related setup file, and if you are using Linux based operating system, download code block setup file from Linux based environment, and Mac, then download with the code block setup file with the Mac environment. See, based on the particular operating system, we can find the particular setup file and download it. Say at present I downloaded code blocks with the MingW setup file for Windows based operating system environment. Okay, see, once downloaded successfully, I started for what? Installation process. So now code blocks is going to be installing in my environment. So we can develop C and C++ applications. Various IDs are available in the market, but we are discussing majorly useful IDs like Turbo C++ IDs, most used in what? Educational environments like colleges, institutions, like that. So if you are go with the yes, say once installation is completed, click on S. Okay, click on next, finish. Installation is completed. So now the code blocks is running the open source cross platform IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, see, before writing continuation of writing this code blocks project creation, see, I would like to show you something here. So I tried to open once DOS prompt. So already you're all familiar about the DOS. In the previous video session I explained in detail about what DOS. Yeah, so go to command prompt. Here I'm typing gcc hyphen version. Okay, see, here, once you install these code blocks, along these code blocks, I set up with what? MingW. So once you set up MingW, then you type gcc hyphen version, then it is going to be successfully configured into the DOS working environment. The DOS prompt, it is going to be successfully set it. Suppose sometimes it is not set it properly, then you can set explicitly with the path environment. We need to set explicit path environment. See, observe here, go to C drive. By default it installs into the program files, code blocks, MingW. See, observe MingW. Here I'm showing how to set the MingW environment, path environment. Okay, in the MingW, just double click up to the bin directory, copy the path, copy the path. See, C program files, code blocks, MingW, bin, up to the bin directory, copy the path, and right click on the PC, click on properties, click on advanced system settings. On that, click on environment variables. You can able to find here user variable and system variables. Two things are there. Just select path option in the user variables. Click on edit. Okay, just click on new. You can paste that path. See, already I pasted the path here. See, program files, code blocks, MingW, bin. So once you are setting the MingW into the environment variables, then we can able to access that GCC in the DOS prompt, disk operating system. There only you can compile and run C applications directly. Okay, so in this manner we can able to set what? The path of MingW. So we can also download this MingW separately, but now I downloaded including code blocks with including what? Code block software. But we can also download MingW in the separately. We can set the path and we can write the code and compile and execute the code. Okay, so this is the way we can set what? MingW, the path environment in the DOS environment. Say, how I know whether the MingW is going to be successfully set it or not? Just to type gcc hyphen version. So if it is successfully, it gives the version information, then we can assume our path is going to be set successfully. Okay, either use gcc hyphen version or g plus plus, use g plus plus hyphen version. So once path is going to be set successfully, now I try to write manually the one example program. So I try to write basic text editor. Okay, so I use basic text editor. So instead of creating new folder, so I try to open notepad. See, I'm directly writing notepad. Here I'm writing one hello world program. hello world example. Okay, I'm writing hello world example. I try to include link section, header files, include stdio.h. I start with the main function, void main function. See, as we discussed, we are writing the same program in the previous two IDEs like Turbo C++ IDE we discussed, Dev C++ IDE we discussed. Today, I am not using any IDE. I am using basic text editor like a Notepad. You can able to write Notepad or Edit plus, Notepad plus plus, like simple edited document. I am writing the C code. Here I am showing the difference between writing the basic text editors and using IDEs, what is advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so observe here I'm going to be writing simple one function, printf function. I'm printing a message. Printf is a function. Printf is a formatted output function available in stdio.h. Here I'm printing hello world one message. We can print any valuable message. Here I am discussing how to print hello world message into the console. Okay, yeah, save this application. I'm saving this application in the C drive example 2021 MingW example. Here I'm writing hello dot c. So you can give any meaningful name. Instead of hello you can give test dot c, demo dot c, or hello world dot c, but I am using the same name. I am showing the difference between the previous IDs, how to write the hello dot c program, how to compile and how to run. Similarly I am showing in the MingW also. Okay, save this application hello dot c, click on save. So just open here MingW. You can able to find this basic hello world program C source file, right? So you can also, without depending upon any kind of IDs, directly you can able to write with what, basic text editor like Notepad. Just I written in a Notepad this program. Then how to compile this program? See, I written a basic hello world program. How to compile this one? So just observe, in this directory only it consists what, hello dot c source file, c source file. Then how to compile this application? Already I set up the MingW, and I need to compile this application. I'm using a compiler called GCC compiler. GCC, what is the name of the file? hello.c. See, using GCC, okay, see, by default it's going to be showing error, right? Why? Because GCC hello.c, hello.c is not finding in this drive. See, so many students are going to be directly writing in the form of what, C drive, right? Always remember, in the DOS environment we must find the file location first. Okay, our file location is in the particular location, C drive examples 2021 MingW example. See, first you need to change the path. Don't write directly GCC hello dot c. First you need to change the directory, cd space, and paste the path where your hello.c application saved in which folder, which drive. I saved in the C drive examples 2021 MingW example directory. See, now we can compile the application. See, how to compile? GCC hello.c. Once you successfully compile, it going to be generate what, application. It going to be generate what, application. Observe, previously only hello.c file is there. Once you successfully compiled, you got it what, one application. Okay, with the name called A. Fine. See, after successful compilation, now you need to run this application. How to run this application? GCC hello.c -o desire. Okay, we are using a command called what, desire. See, now once desire is going to be generated, again the another application is generated called desire application is generated. See, how many applications are generated? Manually you are writing a source code in basic text editors, and how to compile and how to run I'm showing without help of IDE. Okay, so now I'm running the application using what, desire. So you got it. So in this way we can able to write basic C applications. Any C applications you can write down. Here I written simple hello world application in the basic text editors like Notepad, and compiling the application, setting the environment, compiling the application, and executing the application. Suppose I did any modification here. Okay, I want to print another statement. Yes, I can also print another statement. Print F. Here I'm writing thank you Srikanth. Thank you Srikanth. Okay, so save this application. Always any modification done in the C source file, save the application, compile the application. Okay, so I'm compiling the application once again. After that, again generating desired. Yes, now we got it. What? Thank you Srikanth. It comes what? Beside, right? So I want to print in the new line. Thank you Srikanth should be print in the new line. I'm using one escape sequences like /n. Okay, save this application. Again compile this application. You want to clear the screen, clear it. Okay, yes, you can compile, you can run the application. So now we got it. Hello world, thank you Srikanth. See, in this manner, without depending upon any IDEs like a turbo C++, not required to depend upon any dev C++ code blocks, without depending any IDEs, we can set the MingW environment to the particular path. With the DOS, it going to be enables. There we can compile and run the application. Suppose I did any mistake here, I missed the semicolon. Okay, save the application, just recompile it. It going to be generate what? Error. GCC compiler is responsible to generate an error. What is that error? Error is expected semicolon before which function? Print f function, exactly to showing the error. Observe here where exactly we are missing print f. Here we are missing what? Semicolon is missing. Expected what? Semicolon before which function? Print f function. See, until unless clear this error, we cannot execute that application. Okay, see, I'm going to be clearing, I'm going to be writing the semicolon, missed semicolon in the printf. Again recompile this application, save this application, recompile this application, and rerun the applications. In this manner, we can able to write the simple C code without depending any IDEs, and we can write, compile, and execute. Okay, see, this is about what? MingW environment. In the previous video session, I explained about in detail about what is MingW. Okay, see, next, see, instead of what is a problem for writing basic text editors? Observe, there is no look and feel. Suppose I did any mistake, I forget it for giving semicolon, not showing any kind of like errors in the particular position in the editor. We need to maintain separate one text editor, and we need to know about DOS prompt properly. DOS commands we need to understand, because we need to change the directory and we need to compile the commands. Everything we need to write explicitly, all the commands. See, this is what somewhat typical for what? For the beginners. See, instead of writing the text basic editors, see, we go with what? IDEs, like integrated development environments. So in the past two sessions, I explained already in detail about turbo C++ IDE, dev C++ IDE. So using this IDE, we can able to write the C source code effectively and easily understand by the programmers. So without remembering the commands, explicit setting the path, see, not required in the IDE. IDE itself, it going to be provides what? Editor, like a source file. We can able to write directly source code into the editor, there only compile and execute. Okay, but if we are doing manually, we need to set explicit path of the GCC compiler path in the MingW runtime environment. We need to set up, and after that we need to write in the basic text editors, and we need to remember some commands in the DOS for changing the directories and compiling and executing the commands, but not required when you are using IDE. That is advantage for using what? IDE is integrated development environment. So now we'll discuss the code blocks IDE. See, this is what? Open source cross platform IDE, the faster development of our C++ projects. Okay, so observe the steps how to develop the C project using code blocks IDE. Go to file menu, click on new, go to file menu, click on new, click on project or select a project here. Okay, so observe, go to file menu, so click on project. See, several projects is going to be supported by code blocks like ARM, AVR, like code blocks plugins, D applications, DirectX project. Okay, observe several project is supports like a Photon. Okay, like empty projects, GTK plus projects, like several projects it's going to be support. But on that, which project at present, like Widgets project, okay, STL port applications, like a smart win project, several projects supported using. We can also develop these many projects, OpenGL project using what? Code blocks IDE. But at present we are developing which project here? Console application. Very important. See, using C and C++, what type of applications we are developing? Console applications we are developing. See here, we need to select which application? Console application. See, once select console application, click on go option, go button. Here we can develop C and C++. Console based applications are developed with the help of what? C and C++. But at present we are developing which application? C based console application. Select here C. By default it is selected C++. Just to select here C. C based console application we are developing. Okay. Click on next. Here give any project title, any meaningful title. Simply I am writing here welcome demo example. Okay. Welcome demo example I given. What is the name of the project title? Welcome demo example. You can give any meaningful name. Okay. So next, the folder directory, where it going to be saved. Say I'm going to be saving this directory like C drive example 2021. You can also select another folder here, code blocks. Code blocks. Okay. Within the code blocks example I'm writing. I'm created one folder, code blocks example folder. There all code blocks related projects are going to be saving. Okay, select this folder. So observe the path. What is the name of the project title? Welcome demo example. What is the folder to create project in? C examples 2021 code blocks. Project file name welcome demo example dot cpp. This is the extension. Okay. Once it is done, click on next. See, what is the compiler I'm using? GNU GCC compiler. Several compilers are supported, code blocks, but at present I'm using GNU GCC compiler. See, I explained in detail in the previous video session what is GNU GCC compiler, all the things, right? So debug configuration, okay, output directories, the output directory, everything it will configure. Okay, click on finish. See, once project is going to be created successfully, you can able to find that project information in the workspace. Okay, the workspace, what is the name of the project? Welcome demo example. The source, in the sources directory, what is the main directory here? Main.c. By default it comes with the extension called main.c. See, we are not written all these things, right? See, by default this IDE enables that is C code, C built-in code, right? That format code is going to be enabled here. See, automatically it's going to be prints what? Hello world also, right? See, if you are writing explicit manual editors, we need to write all these codes, but IDE is going to be helps us for writing built-in syntax or not. See, that is advantage for using what? IDE, integrated development environment. So already code is written, just you can compile and run the application. How to compile and run the application? Go to build option. There you can able to compile current file. Okay, see, click on compile current file. The shortcut is what? Control Shift F9. Okay, you can able to see the compile current file using Control Shift F9. Okay, rebuild application, build and run application. Run is Control 10, build Control F9. See, once compilation is done, build and run or run the application. Control F10 is a shortcut. Yes. See, we got the output message or not? Hello world. See, here using IDE we are not set at any kind of path, not required to remember any kind of command to compile and run the application. See, that is advantage for using what? IDEs, integrated development environments. See, it also provides what? Look and feel. It's going to be improves the look and feel or look and feel of the application. In basic text editors there is no look and feel of the application. Here also we can write another message, thank you Sreekanth. I'm giving one more message like thank you Sreekanth. Okay, save the application. Any modification is done, okay, compile and run the application. See, just simply I'm writing here compile and run. So if you are running directly, it won't affect the compiled code. Okay, so next, run the application, build and run, compile and run, your wish. Say, hello world, thank you Sreekanth. So in this manner we can able to download code blocks, install code blocks, write C project, console application project, and compile and run the application. Okay, so we can also increase and decrease this font, like a you can use control and mouse scroll down, mouse scroll up. Okay, you can increase and decrease the font size. Okay, the code blocks, these are all the facilities enabled by what? IDE. See, these are all the advantage for using what? IDE is integrated development environment. See, I discussed several IDEs for developing C based applications. So in the previous video session I explained about Turbo C++ IDEs, Dev C++ IDEs, and in this session we discussed in detail about Code Blocks IDE. What is Code Blocks IDE, how to download and how to install, and how to set up MingW. So without depending IDEs, we can also write directly C source code into the basic notepad, basic text editors, and we can compile and run application in the DOS prompt, disk operating system, directly. But the problems for writing directly with the text editors, there is no look and feel, very difficult to debug the application. Okay, and also remembering all the commands, DOS related commands we need to remember and run the application somewhat typical. So instead of writing manually, we can directly write C applications with the help of what? IDE. Several IDEs are available in the market, but I am discussing here three major IDEs like Turbo C++ IDEs, Code Blocks IDE, and Dev C++ IDEs. Okay, see. This is about Code Blocks. Code Blocks is a free open source cross-platform IDE that supports multiple compilers including what? GCC, Clang, and Visual C++. So at present we run the application with a GCC compiler, but Code Blocks enables several compilers are available. Okay, like features, several features supported by Code Blocks, and it is a cross-platform software. See, that's it for today's session. We had discussed in detail how to develop C project using Code Blocks IDE, how to write the C code and how to compile, how to run, how to build and run in the Code Blocks IDE. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you all.